Hey guys, Crystal Grace here. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. So this one is all about what's the tea on you, what's the goss. So we have three piles to choose from. We have pile number 1, Mercury, Pluto, which is card 28. Pile number 2, we have Sun, Jupiter, which is card number 5. And pile number 3, we have Jupiter, Neptune, card number 18. Kind of looks like 48. Take a moment to connect with one of these cards. You may feel called to pick multiple piles, but that is never my intention set. And just a quick disclaimer, if anything triggers you, please just move on and accept that that message isn't for you, it is for somebody else. You know, it's never my intention to, you know, make you angry on this platform. So with that said, let's find out what the current tea is on you. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So those of you who chose the Mercury and Pluto card, so Mercury is obviously linked with Gemini and Virgo, and Pluto is linked with Scorpio. So those sign places might resonate with you or they may not. And obviously they're linked with, well, Mercury is actually linked with the 6th house. I guess because of Virgo, but it should also be linked with the 3rd house as well. The 3rd and the 6th house is what I'm going to call it, or say, because that would be accurate. When I think about Mercury, right, I would say those of you who have picked this pile, you know, your mind is very different. It's wired very differently. You're very intellectual. I think you're really big on communication. You have a different perspective on life. Your perception on life is very different to those around you. This could be something what people gossip about you. You're very unique. You're highly intelligent. Some people may even say that you're just too intelligent here. Maybe they struggle to communicate with you because your intelligence is on another wavelength or another level. And then with obviously the Pluto energy here, I feel like a lot of you at this time are going through like this personal transformation, or at least this could be the tea or the gossip on you. There's something about your sexuality here, and I feel like, you know, when I think about Pluto, Scorpio energy, you're very sexual. You know, you have this very sexual energy here, and I think people may talk about that. Pluto also points to our soul's desire as well. So your sexuality could be linked to, you know, your soul's desire. At least maybe what the tea or the gossip is there is like, maybe you have a very open-minded sexuality. Maybe you've explored many suitors. Maybe, yeah, you're very open-minded when it comes to sexuality. There's something to do with the psyche as well when I think about Pluto. So I feel like through your intellectual conversations, people may gossip how you like get in their head, or you try and get into their head. So whether or not it's sort of like on purpose, intentional, I'm not sure. But that's sort of what's coming through when I think about the psyche with Pluto. So let's grab some more signs. So we have Leo, we've got Cancer, Gemini, we've got the 10th house, Capricorn, Moon, which is Cancer, 10th house again, 10th house again, strong Capricorn energy, guys. We have Libra and Aquarius there. Here. So we've got a D, we've got an angel wing, we've got a 7. We have a 4-leaf clover, we have a peace symbol, we've got a hummingbird, we've got a my pony, we have a dinosaur, we've got a itty baby star, we have a G, 5, a Y, a 1. That's like a crest or something, isn't it? Let me know, I can't never remember. It's a symbol of something. Let's just Google it quickly. And I'm super embarrassed. So it is the fleur de lis was the symbol of de France, L'Île de France, the core of the French kingdom. yeah, the coat of arms. That's what I was trying to remember. It seemed like something like that belonged like a crest or something, which is the coat of arms. How embarrassing. I'm really apologetic for any French people I've offended. In Australia, like when we're in school, they don't teach us about the rest of the world. It's like the rest of the world doesn't exist. Well, back in the 90s for me, it was in kindergarten and whatever. But yeah, it's really weird. All right, let's find out. Let's go tarot first, and then we're going to use another deck. All right, so what's the T on pile number 1? Six, 7, 8. Oof, the Fool. Nine of Cups. Are you chasing it? Seven of Cups. Two of Pentacles. You guys have got options. Love it. The Wheel of Fortune. Are you kidding? Queen of Wands. Six of Wands. Ace of Cups. Yay. The crowd goes wild. No. All right. What's going on here? You've got some really positive gossip surrounding you at this time. Like, I feel like a lot of people are speaking very highly of you. Especially in a romantic sense with the Ace of Wands coming out. So let's think about the Fool card as the overall energy in regards to what's the theme of the gossip. I feel like it is relatively quite positive here based off all the other cards. I feel like the main T on you at the moment is that you're a very free-spirited, very adventurous person. You're very spontaneous as well. So people never know what you're about to do next. I think when people are sort of talking about you at this time is like maybe you've just embarked on a new beginning. So something may have just come to an end recently. I can't help to think that people could be gossiping about your love life here with the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Cups here. The Wheel of Fortune already connects me straight back to the Mercury and the Pluto comment. So about soul's desires. I feel like with the soul desire, people could be gossiping about you being their soul desire, you being their wish fulfillment here. But I kind of feel like I've always been drawn to her with the scissors and the thread here. So people could be gossiping about how easy it is for you to cut ties with soulmates. You know, they could be talking about the fact that you are actually looking for somebody who fills all of your cups, or you have all your ducks in the row and all you're waiting for at this time is that 10th cup, which would be the right suitor. But you have a lot of suitors. I feel like with the Seven of Cups here, people are gossiping about how many options you have when it comes to life. So you've got many doors you can open because you are this very free-spirited person. I feel like for a lot of you who pick this pile may not have any children or anything holding you, like, not holding you back. I don't want to say that. Children don't hold us back, but they can make moving towards our goals and dreams take a little bit longer, right? Because kids come first. I definitely feel like people gossip about your travel plans at this point in time. So if you've made any travel plans, they're talking about that. I feel you're a very original individual. So this is why you are like a talking point for a lot of people, because you've got a lot going on around you. You know, you're all about new opportunities, and seeking new environments as well here. So I definitely feel like people can talk about you very, they choose to talk about you, pile number one, because there's a lot to talk about. And in a positive sense, you know, like it'd be like, oh, did you hear pile one is like, you know, going to, I don't know, LA or wherever state you might have wanted to visit, but you've never visited before, sort of thing. But yeah, back to the Fool sort of energy here. Some people might actually say that you kind of get distracted very easily because you do have so many options. You've got so many things going on in your life that you do become very easily distracted. I also feel like with the Two of Pentacles here, like people, again, this is talking about options. You know, people could be gossiping that you are juggling multiple lovers here, multiple soulmates as well. Or they could, in that sense of the Two of Pentacles, be talking about you knowing how to balance work and work life and your personal life really well, because she looks well balanced here. Like she doesn't look unstable. She looks like she's got the whole world in her hand. I'm actually seeing the Two of Wands in my mind, my third eye, where they're holding the world. I kind of feel like what people are gossiping about you at this time is that your life is like either had recently just had a turnaround. I don't know, if maybe something did come to an end, because with that Pluto energy, we think about Scorpio, I think about the Death card. So I feel like some of you've just gone and leveled up. Maybe you've ended a connection or a situation that was no longer serving you here. But the Two of Pentacles definitely tells me people are sort of gossiping about I don't know, maybe you're having to make a choice on lovers or a suitor here. You know, they could even be talking about how you're not focused on love, to be honest. Like, you know, our love for our work can also be deemed, could be considered here. I don't know, I feel like just people, what they're gossiping about is you're definitely more flexible now. Like you're not stretching yourself to the point of like burnout. You seem more well-balanced, more well-rounded, and you're more adaptable than most people. I think people could be gossiping about how easy it is to talk to you about anything. You may have this like no like BS, no chaos in my life sort of energy around you as well at this time. You know, the Wheel of Fortune energy I get here, like people could be gossiping about you cutting ties with people that, you know, maybe they didn't think you would. You know, somebody could be gossiping the fact that you've just cut them off. Like you just woke up one day and said no more. That could be definitely something going on here. You're like no longer interested in them or associating yourself with them. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is definitely a soulmate card for me if you are new to my channel. So I kind of feel like there could be somebody talking to a close friend about you being a part of their destiny. They felt like you brought them a lot of good luck, but you've cut them out. You know, what they thought was going to be a forever connection with you has changed. You know, some kind of disorder sort of entered the relationship or the connection, and conflict arised, and instead of you sort of pushing through the challenges, you've cut them off. And like they're even drinking tea here, so like they could be actually talking to multiple people about this, and maybe these people are trying to educate this person how to cut you out, you know, things that they can do to cut you out. The Star card is always, for me, really connected well with online presence. So I kind of feel like for a lot of you, people could be gossiping about your online presence. They could be gossiping about things that you are posting on social media. You know, it could be something quite creative here. It could be something quite controversial as well. You know, there could be some gossip surrounding your spirituality and maybe some healing you've been focusing on, especially if you're healing from a relationship that was really rough for you. I feel like there's some gossip surrounding that. Again, pile one, I just want to reiterate, I don't overly think anyone is talking smack about you here. I think people talk about you in high spirits. There could be a promotion on the cards for some of you here with the Star card. Like when we connect this card with the career, essence, like it does talk about great opportunities coming our way. So it could be like boss energy here. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but a promotion could be being spoken about, being offered to you here. Let me know. Come back to the reading and let me know, because I love finding out about your business and your lives. It does bring me great joy when you guys comment and share your experience with the readings. And thank you so much for everyone who does do that. But yeah, I just feel like there's some gossip surrounding how like you choose to remain very positive and hopeful in moments of despair as well. Like you don't give up easily. I feel with the Star card, I feel like you always look to the sky, or people may gossip or like talk about how you maybe lean on your spirituality for guidance as well. You might call upon angels here or God. In order to navigate through hardships is what I'm seeing with the Star. I'm loving the Queen of Wands here, guys. Like this is definitely coming back to that sexual energy again. The Queen of Wands definitely indicates to me people are talking about your sexual appearance, like your appearance, how beautiful you are, you know, how spiritual you are as well, if you are heavily spiritual. Your hair is also being spoken about, and your attire, like if you're wearing headbands or something and really nice jewelry, I feel like you're receiving a lot of compliments behind your back because of what you look like. So if you've been leveling up with your physical, you know, body, I feel like people are talking about this. If you've recently changed your whole look, people are also talking about this with a lot of compliments. A lot of chatter around you is very complimentary. You know, I feel like people could be also talking about your level of confidence as well. Like you are now more self-assured than you ever have been before. And because of that, you've become more optimistic. You know, you're very passionate about being a better version of you here. And I feel like people are sort of discussing how more charismatic you are. You're very charming as well here. I feel like people even may talk about wanting to have a stronger bond with you, whether that be platonic or romantic as well, because you have a very vibrant energy. There's an energy around you people are very attracted to. They like to be in your energy pile 2 or pile 1. Ew. Not ew, but I don't like doing that because I don't like to confuse the audience to go and look at another pile. You could be really good with money as well. You know, you could be now all of a sudden making smarter financial decisions for yourself, and people could be talking about how you've got better money management skills. You could be like sort of, you know, taking like more positive actions towards your future than what you were before. At least this is what some people are talking about. I don't know, if you do any kind of writing, I feel like people talk about whatever it is you do for work here, and it may not be your everyday job. It could just be something on the side here. I'm loving the Six of Wands, right? Again, this sort of reiterates the Queen of Wands energy about your self-confidence. Like you are in your power now, but you haven't allowed it to go to your head. You know, people are talking about whatever success you've had, and they're really recognizing you doing whatever it is you're doing. There has been a lot of positive progression in your life, and people are talking about that. You've become very successful to maybe who you used to be to who you are now. You know, I definitely feel like somebody does want to take their relationship to the next level with you. If you are in a relationship, they want to have a more successful love with you than what they currently do. Again, if you're not in a relationship, that's not going to apply. You know, and I feel like people may even gossip about like you being subjected to a lot of broken promises in your love life here. You know, maybe you were in a lot of relationships that affected your self-esteem, and then you sort of pulled your energy back and you had to change your attitude to become more confident, because confidence is attractive. Sitting around having a pity party is allowed, absolutely, but I feel like what people talk about with you, pile 1, is you won't pity party for too long. Like, you know, if something doesn't work out, you'll feel the emotion that you have to, and then you're like, okay, I'm done. You know, because you are an advocate for confidence is attractive. If we're not confident within who we are, then it's like, how can we attract other positive people if we're in a low vibrational energy? We're only going to keep attracting shit. And I feel like that's what your mentality is. And that's what people talk about, your very positive outlook on life. And, you know, you put out what you want to get back. So I think maybe people talk about how you behave in a certain way in order to attract like better opportunities or more positive opportunities here. And then lastly, guys, with the Ace of Cups, you know, it gives me vibes that, you know, people may talk about a level of rejection, you know, that they either put you in a state of rejection or you've rejected them. Yeah, like some people could be like gossiping about like disappointment in a connection with you because of the, I don't know, ghosting or the separation that they created. Yeah, that message might not relate to everyone here, but I definitely feel like people could be gossiping on a new romance if you've recently met anyone. If there's any sort of upcoming celebrations you are engaging in or attending to, people are also talking about that. That could be a plan for them to present their romantic interest to you at some upcoming celebration. I definitely feel like people are gossiping about your level of intuition here, and again, how creative you are. You could be very spiritual, but I feel like somebody is gossiping about you, about being intimate with you, about exploring, you know, a sexual connection with you here. But yeah, this is, I'm going to leave it there. I felt like, I wasn't sure if I was going to pull another deck, but I'm feeling pretty comfortable with that being the right amount of knowledge to share with you today. But I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know down in the comments. Sending much love and light. Bye. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Those of you who chose the Sun and Jupiter, card number 5. So I'm picking up strong Leo vibes here. Obviously, the Sun is linked to Leo, but Jupiter is linked to Pisces and Sagittarius. I will pull some Astro Dices. But yeah, so basically a quick energy check-in by using this card, Sun in Jupiter. I would have to say a lot of you... I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of your energy at this time is going towards self-expression, maybe you tapping more into your creativity, your core identity as well. Maybe there is a death of an ego, or maybe you're stepping into the ego. I feel like some of you are working more with your ego and others of you are trying to release it. So maybe you're trying to find confidence through the ego. I don't know, hopefully you're picking up that. It sounds egotistical, but that's not the word I'm being guided to use. There's this energy around you guys where you need to step into your power, and now's the time. And I think the more like what you're trying to do is to be more egotistical, because you're not egotistical, but egotistical in a positive light. Is that a thing? Possibly, hopefully. So Jupiter's sort of energy gives me like this, like it's about expansion, right? It's about seeking the truth, and we seek the truth through travel and finding our freedom as well. So maybe some of you have just recently released from something, and you're expanding your wisdom, your knowledge, or you're expanding yourself. You know, big energy is sort of what I'm picking up. Like it's time for you to come out of your shell here, and I'm even getting Cancerian vibes. Like you've been so hidden and you've been hiding yourself away, maybe your true self. And I feel like for a lot of you who picked this pile, you're starting to share with people who you are, what it is you represent, what grinds your gears. So we have the 10th house, we have, so Capricorn, we have Aries, we have Aquarius, we have Taurus, we have 13, that might be your lucky number. We have the moon, which is Cancerian energy. We have Virgo energy. Some of you could be in the 30s or in your 30s or have an affiliation with 30, 1930. Just have to go. And number 2, which is Taurus energy. Okie dokie. We have a cat. We have 2 hearts. I'm hearing John Farnham's song at the moment. Is it 2 Strong Hearts? We have Made with Love, Love Heart. We have an A and an O. We have a rose. Hey, Shishi. Shishi. Hey, Shishi. We have Made for an Angel. We have a Q with a T. Got a lot of hearts here. Ooh, maybe there's a lot of gossip on your love life. Made with Love, 2 Made with Loves. We have a butterfly, it's a transformation, and a goldfish. So you may have a pond near you, or you like to listen to a pond. No, that doesn't make any sense. You may, yeah, you might be building a pond or doing something with a pond here. All right. Show me what the tea is on pile number 2. Six, 7, 8. That's crazy. The Magician. God, if we get the High Priestess as the overall energy in pile 3, I'm going to lose it. Because in pile 1, they had the Fool was their overall energy. You guys have the Magician. So we have the 6 of Cups, Queen of Swords, Ruthless. No, I'm kidding. 2 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, wow. 3 of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Temperance, 4 of Wands, beautiful. I'm going to stick this over here. Sorry guys, I'll get with the program in a sec. Okay. Oof, the Magician has the overall vibe. You know, I'm being really drawn to the lightning, strikes of lightning here. I think you, and because of the Queen of Swords here, I think you have a very, there's a very strong conversation happening around you and your power and your strength, and like don't mess with pile number 2. There could be people from your past talking about this at this time. But yeah, with that overall energy of people sort of talking about you or what's the tea on you, and the Magician comes up. And the fact, I'm just being really drawn to the Queen of Swords first, but the Magician is somebody, you know, is very, comes from a place of logic. So does the Queen of Swords, so does the Queen of Pentacles. They're people who are very grounded. They don't react from an emotional stance. They always act from a logical, excuse me. So I kind of feel like what the tea is on you at the moment is that you're very committed to your happiness, and some of you could be like recently single, or you've been single for a while, and I feel like what the tea is on you at the moment is that at this point in time you're working really hard on your own goals and your own dreams, and you are very cutthroat about anyone sort of entering your space, your energy, that can't bring value. And I feel like you bring the thunder down. Like when people try and stop you from achieving goals and dreams, what the tease on you is like, you show no fucking mercy. Like you're pretty cutthroat. And people are sort of talking about at this time, pile 2, like don't mess with pile 2. Like they're on some kind of escapade to climbing some kind of, you know, mountain or building some kind of tower. It's weird, tower. It's like maybe you bring tower moments to people through words here, but people also follow through as you're very grounded and down to earth. But if you come for pile number 2, like pile 2 will come for you, and you will be begging for mercy. Like I feel like whatever the tease on you at the moment is, maybe this is something recently has happened. Maybe you've been a part of some kind of conflict, and this is the conversation happening after that. Like you showed no mercy when you're defending yourself, defending your goals, defending your actions, why you chose to do what you do or why you did what you did. I feel like there is a conversation happening around that. I also feel like from this, people, you know, are currently talking about how you inspire them to take action to protect themselves and to stand in their power and to fight for what you love as well. I also feel like there is something that you guys do that is very unique, and I think when people try and put your craft down or like your creativity down, I think that's when you bring the wrath to them, like the wrath, you know, is that the right word? 6 of Cups, I feel like the T here is this energy around your past. There's something that happened in your past people are currently talking about. It could be the fact that what they're saying is something happened to you in the past, and that is why you are the way you are today. And that's obviously going to be really different for everyone. For some of you, it could be just the fact people are currently talking about you healing after a recent breakup. It could have been a breakup with somebody who was like your childhood sweetheart. If you are reconnecting with anyone, people are also sort of gossiping about that with the 6 of Cups. Because it's not only this card in a love sense, it talks about healing after a breakup, but it also can talk about reconciliation with a past lover. So take that as it resonates. People may even gossip that maybe your relationships don't last that long because you have, you might attract people who are very immature, or people may be talking about you may have very immature expectations in your relationships. People are definitely talking about your sentimental, you're very sentimental. So I feel like a lot of you look for very traditional relationships. Like, you know, ones that bring a lot of comfort and healing also to you. So I kind of feel like people, what they say is, this is how we move into the Queen of Swords here, is like, if people aren't coming towards you in the right energy, you're not scared to cut them out. You're not scared to call it out for what they're doing, especially if they've got hidden agendas and things like that. I feel like what the T is on you is like you are very cutthroat with the people who are trying to bring you down or bring like chaos and drama to your life. The Queen of Swords specifically, I feel like people are talking about how like honest you are, and maybe you're too honest. You are very independent, and although like your honesty is too honest, I think somebody else is sort of backing you up in a way and talking about you being able to provide constructive criticism, and not everyone can handle your constructive criticism because it's too honest. I think a lot of people talk about how independent you are. You're also very financially well off for somebody of your age, or at least you present yourself to be somebody who's very stable and secure within themselves, but also in their financial aspects. Like, so you might not have all the money in the bank, pile 2, but you've got enough to look after yourself. You don't need somebody else to survive, is sort of, I feel like, what the T is on you. I think a lot of people talk about how quick-witted you are, like you're a really quick thinker. I don't think you're witty. I think you're just sort of, well, you probably are witty, but like Queen of Swords, somebody who doesn't like play silly little games. So I feel like when somebody who is witty tries to use their wit to like maybe charm you, it doesn't impress you. Like you're quick to like shut it down and be like, grow up. And I think that's the immaturity sense coming through with the Six of Cups. I think a lot of people at the moment talking about how you like your level of discernment as well. Like you're always very discerning of partners and new people entering your life, and that makes you very intimidating because you don't like, it's like people talking about how you've got this wall up and you don't just allow anyone to just waltz on in your life and just ruin your, like, fuck it up. And I feel like a lot of you have probably allowed a lot of people into your life because you are very loving and loyal. Queen of Swords people are very loving and loyal, but that doesn't be seen straight away. The exterior looks very intimidating and harsh and cruel, resting bitch witch face. But I kind of feel like people talk about how like once you break down the wall with pile 2, like you're a totally different person. What you see is not what you actually get once the relationship is built. But yeah, I definitely feel like in the workplace is where people talk about your level of constructive criticism. You're not afraid to tell your employer where things in the business need to be better. Like and I think the way you do it or the way you give feedback it's like how you deliver information when something's not right or it's really shit. It's very constructive criticism. People say, oh, well, pile 2 is happy to tell you it's rubbish. But they don't just sit there and say, oh, this is fucked. They say it in a very constructive way, and then they might follow through with solutions. So you guys who pick this pile, people may talk about how you're a really good problem solver. Like you identify problems, but you also follow through with a solution. And maybe like a lot of your friends do turn to you because you are really good at problem solving and giving really constructive feedback. Like, you know, they probably come to you a lot for workplace matters is what I'm hearing. Or it could be the fact what the T is on you there is like you're a really good person to go to get employment support or help. Like if you've got a crisis at work, like go to pile 2, they can help you navigate that because of how direct they are. I feel like with the Two of Swords here, people could be talking about you being a bit stuck in your love life at the moment. Maybe you're not sure whether you choose a romantic journey, focus on your work, or building a family on your own here. For others of you, there may be some chatter around some choices that you have made in the past or that you are currently making now. Hello, Kat. I was wondering where you were. I thought you went to bed. Yeah, you're so pretty. Yeah, so, you know, Two of Swords also like talks about having to make really painful choices, especially in love. So I kind of feel like if you've had to leave somebody that you really did love, they're sort of talking about the emotional turmoil that this has created for you in your life. I feel like there could be definitely chatter happening around an indecision that you had towards a romantic lover. Maybe you created a lot of confusion for this person or this person created a lot of confusion for you. But there is a lot of information overload happening about this connection. If that resonates, I feel like there's a heavy conversation happening about that. But I feel like the main element of that conversation is that it was a painful decision for you to have to leave, but you left and it was the best thing that you could have done. Hey. So yeah, Queen of Pentacles and a cat. We have sort of already touched on it, but I'm just trying to pick up a bit more. Please don't knock the camera. You have all morning to come and get cuddles, but you only choose to do this when I'm doing this. Just sit there. Don't lay on anything so I can see the cards. Don't do it. That's all right. Lay that way. Good girl. That's a good girl. You're so cute. Aren't you? Such a sweetie. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Sorry for the distractions, but, you know, she's just too cute. Okay, what's the tea on you when we think about the Queen of Pentacles? You know, you're very stable, you're very sensible. I don't know, I feel like people, you know, talk about how practical you are. Like some people might even say like you're a bit of a like control freak here. Like you're very selective with who you spend your time with, 100%, because the Queen of Pentacles don't just hang out with anyone. They're very much like, you either match my energy or you're out. And I think we've already tapped onto that. People would be talking about what a great mother you would make if you haven't already got children, or what a really good mother you are. I think there is this energy around you of how well you look after like children or pets. You have a very nurturing energy. Some people may be talking about you being very self-absorbed, and that be because like you only want people who match your energy. So some people may view that as you being very self-absorbed, pile number 2. But I feel like the flow-on effect of that conversation is that you've been through or been in very neglectful or abusive relationships, which is why like you are the way you are. I feel like people are sort of talking about how jealous your previous partner was, who made you very insecure, and they were very possessive as well here. You know, I really hope that you are out of that relationship if that does apply to you, because those relationships can really destroy our soul, and it can take a very long time to heal from that. Don't do leg spreads on the camera. It's gross. No leggies. So let's move these up here so we can see them. So then we have, I love Three of Pentacles, right? Three of Pentacles is a card that tells me that people talk about how well you work in a team. You're very much about team collaboration. So I'd say the Three of Pentacles is representing your work gossip. So I feel like at work, people talking about you, in a romantic sense, I feel like some work people talk about new potential love opportunities for you. So there could be people at work who want to come towards you or like express their feelings for you. I feel like at work people were talking about how they're really learning a lot about you as time goes on. They're getting to know you. That wall is coming down, and the more that they get to know you, the more they realize how many creative hobbies or outlets that you have, how big you are on Unity. You know, they could be talking about how easy it is to collaborate with you. You know, some people could be talking about how you are currently receiving some kind of financial advice or learning how to budget, or you don't budget. Maybe you don't need to budget because of the financial situation you have put yourself in, which is quite positive here. The fact that there is, how many pentacles? There was one. No, there was only 2. Never mind. Yeah, I kind of feel like even with the Three of Pentacles, people could be talking about, for some of you, that you've had to really learn the hard way from past errors affecting your life. You know, there was a lot of disharmony in your life or a misalignment, maybe either due to ego or like other people's ego towards you, especially if you're in a bad relationship, right? Page of Wands. Again, there is a lot of energy around your creativity here with the Magician and the Page of Wands here. I definitely feel like there is something you guys do that people are talking about heavily here. So it's a hobby. It could be like even a workout regime as well. People are gossiping about that. I definitely feel like people are gossiping about how you are very fearless, okay? You're very extroverted, but at the same time, you're also really cheerful. There is an energy about you that is quite high energy. I think people are sort of gossiping about, like, you can't be around pile 2 if you're not got the energy for it. So I think you're always on. Like, you are always running at a high, never a low, is what I feel people talk about. There's definitely something you've recently started doing, everyone is talking about. So it may have had a recent positive effect on your body, on your physique. So you're looking really good at the moment from something new you've incorporated into your activities. Again, the Page of Wands talks about like travel and good finances as well. So some of you may have took a risk towards some kind of financial venture and it's turned out to be very successful for you. Although if you are currently looking at new ventures to enhance finances, I feel like people are talking about that. Some of you could be deemed a little bit impatient, okay? You might get bored easily as well. So people could be talking about that. Like maybe you're not in a stable relationship, or maybe you only look for short-term fleeting romances because you get bored. Like suitors bore you a lot. So even with the Hierophant there, I've kind of got to consider like that. Don't do leggies on the camera. You're just so beautiful. Okay. I think people must think you're just so beautiful, pile too. Like I think when you're in your element, like and you're being your true self, whether it's you telling somebody to go fuck themselves or whatever, people are just standing there thinking, fuck, you're beautiful. Like you're such a good person, even though you are coming from a very masculine energy, right? You know, I feel like there are people at work who definitely like that feisty energy that you have within you. Like you are very fire. You know, I think this turns a lot of people on when you pull your sword out and you go into battle, like combat. I think when you're telling somebody where to go, they get really turned on. You probably have a lot of people who come back from the past, like, or want to come back from the past, right? I love the Temperance card here, right? So Temperance is about, it's about obviously being well balanced and somebody who's got a lot of patience and inner calmness. But I feel like for this pile, people sort of gossip about your connection with angels and the spirit realm here. I'm also always drawn to the imagery here, like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So I feel like people may discuss that you're very hard to attain, you're very hard to have access to. Like you only tell people little bits of information that suits you. And when people ask you questions that you don't want to answer, I feel like what they talk about is how you divert the conversation to something that is completely off topic. Yeah, I kind of feel like your level of patience here, although we picked up on impatient energy, I think when it comes to your love life, people gossip about how patient you are. Like you will not settle. You know, you are seeking a very harmonious relationship. Again, this is all sort of tying back into the initial messages about you trying to find the right person to match your energy. Somebody who's not going to dim your light, going to allow you to shine the way you came here to shine. Yeah, I think people gossip about how well you evaluate things before you jump into it. Like you, again, that's that level of discernment. You're not just gonna like run off into the sunset with anyone. Although you might fall head over heels for people, I feel like what the tease on you at the moment is you give the impression that you've like found your person, but then like maybe 6 months into the relationship, you boot the person, and then everyone's like realizes, or what they're starting to realize and talk about is that your discernment may not kick in straight away. It comes in after months. So you sort of go on that romantic honeymoon period ride. And then when things start getting serious, that's when you start analyzing a relationship. And that's when you decide whether or not you're going to be with somebody. So it's like people could be talking about how they totally had a misjudgment of you and how you are in relationships. So the fact that you seem like you are full rushes in and like you just go marry anyone, in turn once they learn that you actually don't do that, it's a conversation that happens that they're quite surprised that you broke up with somebody, because that's not how you presented the relationship to end or to go. Hopefully that's making sense to somebody. And then to finish a reading on the Four of Wands here, you're so cute. So the Four of Wands, and I've got to consider other cards to connect. Reunion, yeah. People could be talking about a reunion that's recently happened, a reconciliation here as well, with the Four of Wands and the Six of Cups. People could be talking about parties that you've attended to, or seeing you out celebrating or going out in a gathering with people. People could be talking about seeing you looking really happy with friends and family. People could be also sort of talking about how if you have found love in a social environment, they could be talking about that. What else have we got here? Stability is also very much affiliated with Four of Wands. I feel like you might have a very stable foundation. So maybe some of you have recently owned your own home, or you could be celebrating a big purchase here, I feel, with the Four of Wands, because the Four of Wands is about celebrations. It's about excitement, community, and the home. So for some of you, something has recently happened that people are gossiping about that's brought more stability into your life. So it could be a relationship, or it could be a reunion, or, you know, a reconciliation with somebody here. Some of you could be going to a wedding or an engagement party as well. And it's at this point, people, what the tease on you is that somebody else is going to try and reunite with you at this wedding, at this engagement. So you might even not be aware of this. This could be a wedding that you're not even aware that there's been a date logged yet, but they're talking to other people about who's going to the wedding. And it's in that conversation, somebody's talking about presenting their cup of love to you. Is sort of, they're hoping that they're able to find love at the wedding. And I feel like whoever's wedding it is, it might be wanting to play Cupid with you. Pile number 2 is sort of what I'm picking up as a really random fun message, wasn't it? So cute. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that message found the right people. Sending much love and light to you guys. If you are looking for a personal read, just pop over to my Etsy store. Loads of listings and reviews there too if you want to suss that out before you make payments. I'll see you next time. Bye. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So those of you who chose the Jupiter Neptune card, welcome, welcome. So Jupiter is obviously linked with Sagittarius and Pisces signs. We will pull more astro signs. And then Neptune again is Pisces. So really strong Pisces energy here. So you might have strong placements with the 9th house, like a lot of placements in your 9th house or in your 12th house as well here. You might actually resonate with the idea for some of you, depending what age bracket you are, every 14 years something like fucking major happens, really magical for you every 14 years. I know that sounds like a long time, but which it is, but I just feel like you have very big transformations every 14 years. That will resonate with some of you. But when I think about, you know, these two planets, you know, Neptune is Neptune energy is very spiritual. You would be a very psychic person. You would be able to see illusions very easily as well. So you can read people's mind. I think you have a really strong skill set with telepathy as well. You can send messages to other people and they might call you. You know when somebody's going to call you. You could sit there and just think about somebody and they call you. You might just randomly hear from people as well, just after you have thought about them. Jupiter energy, you know, it's very big energy. It's about expansion. So I feel like a lot of you have done a lot of self-development. There's been a lot of growth in your life. again, big changes have been something you've endured. I even kind of feel like there is a prophecy around you, like, or you are some kind of prophet, like you are here to educate and help people grow and master, you know, new ways of life. And I think people learn this or even talk about this because of the big changes you've gone through, Pile 3. I think a lot of you are big advocates for freedom. You might be very big advocates for traveling, and people may view you as somebody who is very lucky as well. You've just had a lot of luck in your life. You probably also had a lot of bad luck too. So that's sort of what I'm getting with just those two planets. Just don't mind the cat, because yeah, she's a cat attack. She's just sitting there like Miss Priss. Okay, we have Virgo and Virgo again. So strong Virgo. We've got Aries. I believe this is Pluto. What have we got here? So we've got the thousands. So some of you could have been born in the like 2000s. So Scorpio energy there. We have Gemini. We have Capricorn. And we have Cancer. So there's a duality, you know, when I see opposite signs there. So we have Gemini and Virgo and Capricorn and Cancer. And that tells me there's a duality about you guys. So what do I want to say about that? I kind of feel like, you know, you're the kind of person who always looks at the positive and the negative of every situation. You know, the good, the bad, you know, you may even embellish on the ugly as well to help you maybe navigate through life. But either way, like you have a duality about yourself, which you always have a tendency to have two very opposite ideas or feelings about the same thing. So I feel like for a lot of you, the kind of person who puts yourselves in everyone's shoes in a situation in order for you to gain a better understanding about how you should react or feel about whatever's happened to you. I actually feel like a lot of you have reached a point in your life that when somebody behaves a certain way, you don't react in a negative way. You don't allow it to make you lower your energy or lower your, you know, maturity level. You just accept that people are people. That's how this person acts, and you sort of carry on with your life. That's a very amazing skill to obtain and learn. You are very much in control of your masculine and your feminine energy here as well, is what I'm hearing. She's like a little baby. She's gone to sleep. Anyway, what do you do? Yous will be right. So we have a P, a Y. Oh, we've got two little swans in the shape of a love heart. We've got an X. So an X could be gossiping. We have a seahorse. We have a D. We have an S. Got a mask. The hand's a hand. We have a 6 or a 9. An S. A daisy. A starfish. Another 2 Fs. Another D. And a J. She's like proper asleep. Bless her little cotton socks. All right. You're choosing to sleep there. Don't look at me like I'm disturbing your sleep. Okay? My little angel. All right. What we'll do is I'm pulling 8 cards, but because we have limited space, I'll just pull, I'll pull the 8. Show me what the teas on pile number 3. Wow. What is that? 5, 6, 7, 8. What's your overall energy? Ooh, the Hierophant. Let's pop that there. Three of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, Hermit, 10 of Swords. Ace of Wands. There we go. Let's do that. See how we go. She's still asleep, so she mustn't be bothered. Alrighty, 3 of Wands. Let's go. Let's talk about the overall energy first with the Hierophant. Yeah, I kind of feel like for a lot of you, the tea on you at the moment is you are a very, and because we have the Hermit here in the Chariot, you're very focused on very traditional and well-grounded values and morals is what I'm picking up with the Hierophant. You know, the Hierophant also talks about somebody being affiliated with some kind of like organization, a cult, you know. So I kind of feel like there could be some tea surrounding some of you or some gossip in regards to an organization that is very traditional. It might be an institution like, you know, Jehovah's Witness religion, like a Christian school or something like that. For others of you, if that doesn't correlate with your situation, it could be the fact your beliefs around marriage and commitment, like they're very traditional. So like if somebody again doesn't sort of like present themselves in a way that is very old school, I feel like the gossip around you is like you don't pursue connections with people who don't share same values or morals, or don't look at marriage the same way as you do. So you see marriage as a very high commitment. You don't look at it as something where you get divorced. So some of you could be like middle-aged and never been married because you've never found anyone that you thought it would last forever, that kind of vibe. I feel like for a lot of you, there's some gossip surrounding like the knowledge that you obtain or have. I feel like a lot of people gossip about like you're a really good time at work, like you're great to work with. You're easy to get along with, although you have very like traditional values and morals. You're not a stiffler. Like you can still banter with you, you can still have a joke with you, but you're very serious when it comes to marriage and commitment and what that represents. So I feel like a lot of you have very high expectations of your suitor. You know, if they don't match what you bring to the table, then you don't waste your time, is sort of what I feel like the tea's on a lot of you at the moment. I love the fact that the Empress is here, you know. We will get there. We'll just sort of stick in the line in case the cat wants to move or whatever. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. You know, it's a level of, I don't know, would you say patience? I feel like it's like, you know, I'm seeing the Rider-Waite tarot deck, and there's ships in that one. I feel like there could be some gossip about, you know, the waiting period, which I feel like this is just confirming, there's the Truth card, confirming the energy about, you're waiting for your ships to come in, whether it be like the right job or the right lover, but you are very patient. Like, you're too busy sort of like going off on your own journeys at this time. Maybe focusing on your own self-development, your growth. Maybe you are investing time and energy in leadership skills and trying to expand your career. You know, maybe stabilizing your finances as well at this time. But I feel like what the tea is with the Three of Wands for most of you is that you are a highly patient person. You know, you're not a person who's going to compromise your morals or your values or what you represent for the sake of being in a relationship here. And you're also not a person who forces things. You allow things to unfold naturally because you are busy off doing your own thing, exploring other areas of life. And we see this also with the Seven of Pentacles. So I also feel like what the tea is on you regarding the Seven of Pentacles tells me that you are spending a lot of time investing in yourself, investing in maybe financial ventures here, because the Seven of Pentacles talks about somebody who is trying to harvest from seeds that they've been planting, all right? So I feel like people could be gossiping about recent progress or growth that you've had due to being patient. They're seeing the benefits of like the fruit of your labor as well if you've been working on anything major. I definitely feel like there's gossip around you. Maybe a friend that you're not aware has got romantic feelings for you, who wants to turn your friendship into a romance here. And I feel like what the gossip is here is like, they're not sure whether or not you would put in the work to do that. Like, I feel like you've already friend zoned this person. So there could be some gossip surrounding you doing that to somebody else. Like, you're building a friendship with somebody hoping to turn into a relationship. And again, it's a card that talks about patience. So somebody could be talking about you're nurturing a relationship because you want to become lovers. So you could have a platonic friendship at the moment, or be friends with somebody that, you know, other people could see could turn into a romantic connection. And what people are gossiping about is that you're both nurturing a friendship in order to turn into a relationship. People could also gossip about, in the sense of Seven of Pentacles, of you being somebody who's a big advocate about what is meant for you will come to you in divine timing. What is meant for you is meant for you. Like, don't force things. The Hermit card here tells me what people could be talking about is you are again, a very spiritual person, but you could be somebody who's doing a lot of soul searching on your own here, and that's why you're not fixated on a relationship. You could be a person who's really big on self-reflection and, you know, understanding why you act or do certain things. And you spend a lot of time alone here. Like, the Hermit is a hermit, right? You have no issue, you know, spending the time you need alone to process a lot of, you know, feelings or events that have happened to you. I definitely feel like for some of you, people could be talking about you are currently trying to figure out your purpose in this life. You might be a bit uncertain about the job you are currently in and whether or not it's for you, whether or not that work really makes you happy, or if it's just filling the bank account. So people could be talking about you maybe opting out of your current employment and finding something that is more soul fulfilling for you. And I'd say that would be family members thinking along the lines of that. Look, the Hermit card can also indicate people could be talking about the fact that you're never going to find love because you're too busy being a hermit. You know, like you're too focused on, I don't know, with the Ten of Swords there, maybe like, you know, you are choosing loneliness because something quite catastrophic ended here for you, because the Ten of Swords ending is pretty brutal, really. Like, she's just she's raised a white flag and she's laying down. She's like, I'll just take it. Hit me with your best shot and keep firing away kind of energy. But yeah, I would say a lot of you are probably being looked as like lone wolves as well here. Like, you're just spending a lot more time. Like, she's got a camera there. She's got her dog. Like, you know, I feel like who you are on the inside is who you are on the outside. I feel like a lot of people, you are a reflection of your inner self on your outer self. So I feel like what the tease on you is like, no, who pile 3 presents themselves to be is actually who they are behind closed doors. Like, you don't change. You know, some people, like narcissists, who they are like in front of people is not who they are behind closed doors. I feel like a lot of people, what they say about you, or the gossip on you at the moment, is who you present yourself to be is actually who you are. So there could be some chatter about you being fake or misunderstood, and then somebody sort of following through and go, no, that's who they are. Like, that's how they act at home, and that's how they act in public. So however you are acting, that is the like, apply that is to that message. So the 10 of Swords obviously talks about a defeat, something collapsing, a dead end road, okay? Some kind of loss here, a bitterness. So I don't know if any of you face infidelity or a separation or a breakup. People are talking about this. They're talking about how you've had to come to terms with the inevitable, the end. So now you're currently trying to find peace. You know, like, she's laying there and she's like, whatever, I've just copped it. So now I need to like go and find inner peace. And you get that with the Hermit energy there as well. Some of you, if you've recently lost a job or had any financial losses, people were currently talking about that. They should mind their own business. Any failed investments. So if you had any creative hobbies that were going to lead you down, like, you know, a profitable road, and maybe they failed, people were talking about that. Yeah, either way, whatever major ending that has recently happened, people, you know what people are like, pile 3, they embellish in people's failures because it makes them feel better about their own failures. But little do they realize more failures come their way because they are embellishing in others. Ace of Pentacles is a beautiful energy. You know, this is one that talks about abundance, prosperity as well. So I definitely feel like people talk about how abundant you are. Like, you're very loving, you're very loyal. I think a lot of people are talking about how secure and stable you are, or that's the kind of relationship that you give to people when you are in a romantic connection. And even friendships also apply. Like, I think when friends talk about you, they talk about how loving and loyal you are and how accepting you are of all walks of life. Like, you don't judge. You allow everyone into your circle. You give everyone a chance. But you're also not afraid to sort of like push people aside if they're not leveling up to your standards as well, is what I feel. Because I have to re-look back at the Hierophant there. Hierophant people are very like, I think about Taurus energy. They're very loyal, they're very loving, but they're also very selective with their time. So you might ghost a lot of people. You may say you're going to hang out, but you don't hang out. People could be gossiping about that. But I feel like with the Empress here, like, these are 2 birthing cards here. The Empress card can also, on a business perspective, or a career perspective, talk about birthing a new business idea. And right next to the Ace of Pentacles, I would have to say any kind of like career projects or hobby projects that you are currently involved in. People are heavily talking about this. They're definitely talking about a period in your life where your creative work made you money. They're definitely talking about something that that you are very passionate about. And I would say your colleagues are talking about something you do outside of work that could be making you money here. But in the essence of the Empress, people, again, as this sort of flow-on effect of that Ace of Pentacles, like, you are very nurturing. You're very much more working in your feminine energy than your masculine energy. You know, people like could be talking about fertility here, that you could be highly fertile. So I don't know if you are in that period of your cycle at the moment. Somebody could be talking about, you know, when are they going to hook up with you next? And, you know, their conversation is like, not right now, because, you know, their eggs are dropping. That conversation is happening for one of you. But beauty is also heavily connected with the Empress. So people gossip about your beauty, okay? Your inner beauty and your outer beauty, okay? Who you are on the inside is who you are on the out. There is no, like, there's no mask here. And, you know, like, it's funny that the mask charm even came out, because you could even look at that as like, I think people gossip and think you wear a mask, you pretend to be something that you're not. But when people actually get to know you, they realize, no, you're actually like who you pretend to be. Like when they first meet you is still who you are, like months down the track. You know, when you meet some people and then they end up just being like, you know, users and abusers, like they're not who they present themselves to be. Normally after the 3-month period, you can tell what kind of person somebody is, because a leper cannot hide their spots for too long. Like eventually the makeup wears off, like the facade wears off. And I feel like after months of people getting to know you or learning about you, they realize like you're very consistent in who you are, what you represent. So the Ace of Wands coming out is, you know, big dick energy here. So, no, I'm kidding. I actually feel like a lot of you are very inspirational. There's something that you are doing in a creative outlet that does inspire people, or at least people are gossiping about that. I also feel like people are very attracted to your sexual energy. They find you very sexually attractive here, and they talk about that. You have a level of confidence that is still very much grounded. Stay. We're nearly done. Don't get up. Actually, we can do this. So we're finished with those cards. How about that? My little tarot board. It's so pretty. Okay. Yeah, so the Ace of Wands. You know, people can gossip about how flirtatious you are or how people just want to flirt with you. You're highly attractive though. And I feel like people I like daydream or idolize what kind of romance they could have with you. But I feel like the level of attraction a lot of people have for you, they talk about that. Like, you know, pile number 3, everyone's attracted to pile number 3. You know, they've got really beautiful energy. They're very confident. Like, you know, they inspire you to tap into your creativity. Like, I just feel like for a lot of you, people want to bed you. They want to, like, you know, you. I try not to be vulgar. You know, financial stability is also, again, connected with the Ace of Wands. So, again, I feel like people talk about how you don't struggle with money or you don't have any money struggles. You know, Ace of Wands can also talk about affairs and boredom in the love life. So that's why you could have short-term relationships or lack of progress in love, because you have a tendency to get bored here. Look, when you are the Empress, when you're being seen as the Empress, like, we don't want bugs in here, please. What have you got? Poor Jiminy Cricket. Ah, there's lotus everywhere, locusts everywhere. And these cats. Yeah, so yeah, people might actually be gossiping about how bored you get, you get bored easily in your relationships, which is why you have sort of, I'm kind of getting like Knight of Wands energy with that Ace of Wands, maybe like F-boy, F-girl energy. People may talk that you do have that energy, but it's not that. I think when they realize people don't marry up to your values and what you're looking for in a relationship, what kind of person you want to live with, that is why you end things. And then finally here we have the Chariot. So this sort of gives me the impression, I don't know, maybe some of you have had an injury of some kind. Like, you've definitely overcome obstacles in your life, like big obstacles that should have hindered your success. I think there's some tea around that. Like, I feel like there's some tea about how victorious you are at the moment. You're very, and it's whether it's the level of ambition and willpower and self-control you've got, it's allowed you to push through some massive obstacles in your life and overcome, you know, hurdles through, you know, having self-control, being focused in what you were always passionate about. I feel like somebody's talking about that. I definitely feel like this card is also telling us, people talk about how you do have a very clear understanding of what you are wanting from a romantic partner or a suitor as well here. So again, it's nice to see consistency with the messaging of each card, because it tells me that when people are gossiping about you, pile 3, it's the same kind of conversation happening in every circle. And that definitely solidifies like the message that you are who you say you are. You don't pretend you're something else. I definitely feel like people gossip about the fact that as soon as there is an instability in your relationships, you try and you utilize communication to bring it back in, but if it doesn't work, you end it. I feel like people, like the T on you is like, you're not afraid to end things to find something better, to find, yeah, like to find the right thing for you. Like you're happy to take 10 steps back if it means to take 20 steps forward. So you might have wasted like, you know, 12 months, 6 years with a person, but then you realize, oh, this isn't my person, or this isn't the career for me. But yeah, I definitely feel like with the Chariot, the main message I'm getting here in regards to what the T is, people are talking about major obstacles you've had to overcome, and you've overcome them with like with a lot of success. What people thought has happened to you would have hindered your life. It actually hasn't. You put in the hard work. You were determined to like change the, like, what's the word I'm looking for? To change the narrative. I think people thought you were going to be on this downward spiral path from something happening to you, but you changed your mindset, you dealt with the obstacle, and then you just allowed, like, you don't allow anything to stand in your way, especially material, like wealth or success. Like, what I mean by that is, it's like what they say is, even if you don't have the money to do something right then and there, you wait and you eventually get the money. You don't allow money to hinder your path. You just wait until you acquire it, and then you go and like, you know, purchase whatever you need to level up. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope you found that message well, and I will see you next time. Bye.